Hi. So I want to talk about the partying days. I just want to basically talk about this time at a party that I had. Very interesting it was. And I'm going to start off with it was it happened some weekend some time ago. And my cousin comes over. I remember he had for some reason got off school early. I don't know, like something about like where he lived. He got off early, but anyway, he comes to my house, and then uh, I get off school a couple hours after he gets here, and then we just chill, we hang out, and then a little bit later he's like, "Hey man, I'm trying to get messed up tonight." Okay, like pause, but he he just really wanted to he wanted to do something fun. He didn't This kid was like, he was a bad influence, okay, like very pretty dang bad, okay. But anyway, I just want to say we the this video is for educational purposes. I do not recommend any of the actions that happen in this video. Everything is fake, so just keeping the people entertained. Okay. uh, I remember the the first night that he was here. I had I had my buddy over, and he was over the legal age to drink. Okay, this man was like, I think the 24, maybe 25, and I remember I asked him. He's like, "Hey, my cousin's coming over," and so the night before, my cousin came over. We went on a shopping spree and we got a bunch of bottles, just a bunch of bottles. And long story short, we get it all into the house. We do our thing, and we try to stuff it all. We try to stuff all of it into the little fridge that I had in my room. It was very fun. It was very fun. But anyway, I show him all the liquor that we had. All of the alcohol, because it was quite a lot, and he's like looking at it like all amazed, and he was like, "Yo, dude, it'd go perfect with this? Some weed." And I was I was thinking for a second. I was like, I think I have some. So I go, I check, and actually I managed to find a little bit. And turns out my buddy actually had some. I didn't know he had some. But well, I didn't know I could have his, but he was like, "Oh yeah, if you guys wanted some." But anyway, we go, and we're just waiting for time to pass because we want to like get a lot of energy out of our systems. We're trying to go like we're trying to go do something fun. So we walk to the gas station, and it's like, I want to say maybe 10 blocks from my house at the time. So I'm just like, yeah, we can walk. We walk everywhere, like for no matter what. We just, I don't know, driving just sucks. We really like walking. It was a really big childhood thing that we did. Like, we would just walk everywhere and anywhere around town. And so we're walking. Finally, the day goes by, okay? And I remember we go inside, and he is absolutely hyped. And so he goes, and I'm just gonna keep this. This was like absolutely horrible. We got absolutely faded and then absolutely hammered all in one go. But the thing was, we ate beforehand and we ate a lot immediately after eating, just straight to the drinks. And for as long as we lasted, it was pretty good. And this night is a story that I will tell for another day. But just know, I almost got a hangover this night. I almost did. But anyway, that's all I'm gonna say. I'll probably say it in the next video. I'll probably tell that story. And so we are absolutely drained from the night before. Like, I mean, I was doing like pretty well, but my cousin was, let's just say, he was having a very interesting night, okay? And later that night, after we got like we destroyed our bodies, my other cousin he texts me and he's like, hey, I'm going to a party. I know your other cousin's down, or he's here, he's down with you. Do you want to go do something? There's a party that's happening. And we were like, you know what? Yeah, sure, let's go. And this guy knew absolutely nothing. He did not know any details. He only knew where and when the party was, okay? That's all he knew. And oh man, this was just an awful, it was very bad. Okay, so he finally says he's on his way, okay? And before he arrives at my house, he texts and he's like, hey, do you think you and so-and-so can get chasers and or beers for alcohol? Like, can you guys bring a couple, at least for yourselves? And I remember I looked at him, I looked at my cousin, and then he looked at me. He was like, nah, dude, don't trust that. And I was like, no, we don't have anything right now. And he was like, oh, okay, cool, I have stuff for you guys. And we were sitting there and we were like, what? Like, what's going on? And eventually, they get there, we get in the car, and we're like, hey, what's going on? We're trying to get more information out of him. And he's my cousin that invited, he's gonna be cousin A, and then cousin B is the one that's with me. Cousin A, he is like, for some reason, like, he just doesn't know anything about the party except for when and where it is. So it was just kind of like a no-brainer to ask. And he did tell me about the alcohol. He said, oh yeah, we could get these before we go to the party. We don't know if they're gonna have alcohol there, so we want to do this just in case, and like all this other stuff, you know. And we were like, you know what, we're down. And we finally get there, and it's just empty, completely empty. No cars, nothing. And we're like, oh dude, before we knock, should we drink these? Like, should we drink these now? And my cousin A starts handing out some stuff, and like he hands out cans. And then we're all just sitting there, and we're just like, you know what? Like, yeah, right here. So we turn on the light of the truck that we were in, and so the light can just, like, you can just see a group of teenagers chugging out like alcohol, and like you could tell, like it was very obvious that you could see it. And so we get out, we walk, and it hasn't kicked in yet. We're just chilling there, we're sitting, we knock. Like a minute goes by, nothing happens. So the friend that cousin A was with, he texts the person who's hosting the party, and she is like, "Oh, the party's moved." So we get update on the situation. We pack up and dip. We get to the party, and right when we get there, boom! Like, we're getting out of the truck, we're walking. The party is in the richest neighborhood that I could have ever seen in my life. There is like maybe like 10 houses covering like 30 acres of land, huge yards, huge houses. And at this point, we were living next to the Snake River. I bet you could guess where we are. And we go, and I'm like, whoa, like straight up gated community. We go in, and we're like, oh dude, there was gonna be no alcohol at this party. We're like, dang it, dude. And we get there. We parked like so far down the street because there was cars packing up all the way, like they were packing up to the, like almost to the gate. They were backed up. So we're walking, and finally the alcohol kicks in. And long story short, we get there, we see the birthday girl. Nothing crazy. It was a bunch of rich kids that just were having a slumber party. That was like, but it was a lot of them, like 4-story house. There was a small basketball court. There was a small mini golf course. There was a balcony pool. And there was also a huge, absolutely huge living room. There was a balcony from the 4th floor that you can walk out, and there's a small patio, or like a small, like you could look over, and oh, it was like absolutely amazing. This house was. And what's it called? The cops come, and the cops are like we're here about like, oh, so and so, something about that, this and that. And turns out a kid got a parking ticket there, but they were also wanting to investigate people about alcohol use at the party. And this is where it gets crazy. We were overhearing the conversation. We were playing catch with like a ball, and I remember I was so close to the police officers. Like, I was uncomfortably close. Like, if I had turned my head and breathed on this guy, he would smell the alcohol. That's how close. Like, I'm over here like like trying to back up, but there's so many people in this yard. It was just insane. I overhear the conversation, and apparently somebody at this party was consuming alcohol. And they were like, oh yeah, a while ago this lady called in a neighborhood saying that these teenagers were drinking in the car and going to a party, and we thought it was this one. So, plot twist, the cops were there because of us when we were drinking at the house, not at the party. And I was standing there, I'm like, they're here for us, and I am an arm's length away from this guy. I play it cool. The party goes smooth. The cops leave. And then the party gets done. Well, it dies down, okay? And we decide to leave. And I tell the boys of my revolutionary, like, conclusion and the evidence to prove it. We are going absolutely insane. And we were like, you know what? We got this. Me and cousin B were like, you know, we got a little bit left of alcohol, you know, at the house. So we come over to my house, and then we just drink a little bit. We have a couple shots. We say goodbye to the boys. We part ways. And then me and my cousin go downstairs. we go to bed. And then we wake up and it's the next day. Thank you so much. I am having a blast with these stories. Thank you so much. Have a good one, guys.